should we live in this like 100 square foot tiny home and raise a family there?
Well, there's a lot of bats around here. Last thing we want is a bat cave.
I particularly wouldn't care if it
was a bat cave. This comes out, you'll be surprised.
And we'll hopefully have a marriage intact by the end of this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. You may have thought that we might be starting to do our battery install because that's what we thought we were going to be doing today, but turns out we pulled everything out and we didn't have the right pieces. So if you see our batteries on the floor in the battery house, no you didn't. So we're moving on today and we are going to continue on the battery house. We have to get that doorknob on the door. We haven't got that on. There's a few wood trims to do at the top of the roof because the roof that we built, anything, critters, anything can get right in from the top. It is waterproof. The rain can't go up and around it, but it is open space. So we're gonna work on some of that today. I also want a little patio in the front. I know it's extra. I know that's extra.
No, it has to be done. Basically, I thought I was a cool kid with my batteries and I could order the cables already the right size, but you know me and that old tape measure have a tepid relationship at best. So, you know, didn't work out. So now we're moving on to bigger and better things, and we're a little out of control, so we have to get a handle on our situation.
We're always out of control.
A door handle on our situation.
Oh.
I got jokes.
That was so dumb. Let's go. Uh-oh, guys. Our male goat got into the female goat pen. Oh God, I'm slipping! I almost just ate it in the mud. Sorry about that. He got into there now. How many goats do you think are impregnated?
All of them. Wow!
Oh, great. That's a big fail. We've been having trouble with it. Oh, I'm slipping. We've been having trouble with our goats getting his head stuck, haven't we, Matt?
Yeah, he's been pushing his little cage around. It worked really, really good for a while. One of the girls might be in heat, so he's been really trying to push the fence a little bit. He gets over it about once a week, and then also he'll push his head through the squares. I thought his head was too big to get in there, but he will occasionally get it through. So for the first couple series, I gotta run an extra wire through so that he can stay safe and not get his head stuck. I'm always here to get him unstuck, but you know, God forbid I was ever gone for a couple days. I'd hate for him to be stuck out in the sun having to get a tan.
Oh, we're off to a good start.
So Kristen picked out this door handle from the Home Depot. It may look standard, but it's high quality.
No, it's not. It's like the cheapest one.
No, we don't do cheap around here. It's high strength aircraft stainless steel. So this is the highest of the high end. But yeah, it's just basically a little toggle handle here. We're gonna get it put in. Kristen hit me over the head with the instructions and said we're gonna read these, little baby boy. And of course I was like, I know how to do a handle, a doorknob. And she said, no, it's complicated. And I said, have you ever heard the term dumb as a doorknob? That's why they said that, because doorknobs are just easy to do. So we'll see.
Just get the door going.
Okay, I gotta chisel this out and start screwing some stuff in. Man, this one just like a
Too big?
millimeter too big. God, why?
All right, we got ourselves a door jamb.
All right, it was really simple like I thought. Went real smooth, but let's close the door, just make sure everything lines up perfectly. Ooh, ah, oh, security.
Nothing feels loose.
Comfort. solid door framings. Beautiful.
Good job. Door handle's done. Check off the list. Next, we're gonna do our wood. This is gonna be a few technical cuts. And if it looks bad, we're just gonna slap some of that goo in there. What is that goo called?
We're just gonna caulk it if it looks bad. They say caulk and paint make a carpenter what he ain't. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you know, that'll be that. I mean, we're staining, so it'd be hard maybe to find a stain color that works, but it's just a shed. We're just trying to keep a little bit of moisture and critter control, so it's a little thing to button it up a little bit.
There's a lot of bats around here. Last thing we want is a bat cave.
I particularly wouldn't care if there was
a
bats
bat
in
cave?
there. If it was a bat, well, they're gonna still fill the void that's gonna be there if they want to slide up in there, but I wouldn't want the bats freely flying through the
whipping your face while you're trying to do your
I'm just trying
laundry.
I'm just trying to do my laundry, bats. Relax. But yeah, we're just gonna slight aesthetic, slight mechanical purposes. So there's some real work going on here, and I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I really, am gonna push myself and hope it comes out good.
Well, I'm helping, so it's gonna go great.
That's it. First step here is for me to get a whole bunch of pieces for blocking in for the framing for the wood pieces that we're going to attach. I don't want them just floating up there. They're not structural, so I could probably just float them, but I want it to be a little more solid, nice, in case we want to hang some on them later.
The framing in. Now it's time for the big moves, the big angled cuts. If you remember in a previous episode, Matt screwed up his angle cuts. It's hard for him to understand, and now I'm going in there trying to help him, and now I'm confused too. So if this comes out, we'll be surprised.
The reason I'm so apprehensive with these boards is because they're expensive. They're not that expensive. They're cheap for how much they cover, but the actual piece is pretty expensive. Square footage is the most economic solution for this, but these things are 30 bucks here. So if you botch it, it's like imagine putting a $20 bill and a $10 bill and a couple $3 bills down a saw blade and just zipping right through it. It just makes my stomach hurt thinking about it. So I'm trying to get these right. I don't want to have a gap, but if I do, like I said, I got that caulk gun right there.
Yeah, that looks better. So that's pretty angled there on this side. Okay. Whoa.
Okay, it looks like, we did it right the first time. It was the right angle. We were just being very tentative with our cuts, so we did have to shave off like a 1/16 of an inch 4 different times to get it to fit in there perfectly. Might have been my stucco wasn't perfectly even, but we got her in there. She looks really good. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be muy bien. So now we just have to take it down, do the other 3, which are going to be immensely more difficult, and we'll hopefully have a marriage intact by the end of this.
You take this as flat. What do you got? 108?
I got 108 1/4.
That seems about right. Oh, geez, Louise. Now, as you can see, these are the hard pieces. We're gonna have to cut around those wooden slabs of the roof. First step is to get the proper length.
That's what she said. All right, so here's the idea, the plan. I have this board up here. I have 4 2x10-inch notches that I have to cut out to get a precise measurement for each one, because every board is a little bit different. They have a slightly different crowns. I'm just going to use my straight edge to trace my line and then get my depth, and then I'm just going to cut it out as best I can. I'm going to go a 1/16 of an inch over my measurements to give it a little more room to play in. Doesn't have to be perfectly tight because we do have caulk, but I want to get it as tight as possible. What I'm worried here is that I'm going to have it nice on 3 of these, and then there's going to be like a 1/2 inch gap on one, and I'm going to go, oh
That's
Lord.
definitely what's gonna happen.
Lordy, lordy.
All right, guys, it's the next day. We ran out of time yesterday. Matt got the other side all drawn out, so now there's nothing but to cut it and then slide it up in there. I think it's gonna work out okay. There might be a few pulling it down, trimming, put it back up, trim, and then put it back up. But all in all, it's gonna be fine. The roof's gonna be closed in and we're gonna be able to move on.
Yup. Well, I was working on my cuts, but as you can see, every 5 seconds the rainstorms come through and they halt the workflow. So gotta clean everything up, put it away, start over. It's crazy. Okay, that was only about 10 minutes. We're back. All right, so I got my board cut and I'm about to fit that in, but I got to address something real quick. A lot of y'all been getting on me in the comments saying, oh man, boy, oh, where's your boots? We're out there working in flip-flops. Oh, haha, at least you got your safety flip-flops on. Skirt, back it up a minute. Let's just assume that I know my environment better than you might know a little something about it from watching on TV. As you can see, it rains every 15 minutes. Something well documented, y'all probably trying to hear it. But see how much mud gets on the bottom of these. Now, if I have a boot, that exact same thing happens. So the problem with that is that now I can't indoor outdoor. If I'm going in the house, I got to take these giant boots off, and the boots actually get a lot more mud. So what I do here, as you can see, when I carry my wood in there to dry fit it, I kick the dirty muddy shoes off at the door and I walk around in my socks. So please, y'all, just remember, if I'm doing something, it's for a reason. Stop yelling at me.
Alright, here we go.
Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Oh, oh.
Let's get the rubber mallet made. Alright guys, it's pretty snug. Matt's gonna make a move.
Yeah, full disclosure, one of my rafters was super twisted and I just couldn't get it untwisted enough. I had about 1.5 inches of twist. So I got it to about 3/4 of an inch, but now I'm having a pinch there. It's pretty tight between 2 of these. So what I think I can do is use this long boy on my Sawzall to just kind of get a little bit more room out there. Kristen hates this thing because she see me make like some atrocious cuts when I was doing work on the boat. I think I do okay with this thing. I think I'm, you know, kind of like Charlie Daniels with this bad boy right here, like a violin player. But Kristen hates it. Anytime she sees me even grab this, she goes,
it's just
oh,
raggedy
God.
cuts.
Well, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see.
it in. We're going to have to do a little caulking, but all in all, I think it looks good. And that was pretty difficult, wasn't it, Matty boy?
I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't ideal. Didn't come out perfect, but it is a warehouse after all.
They're up, and now the final step is to stain them up real quick. Obviously, we're going to put caulk in the bigger crevices later on, like we said, but we don't have that today. We don't have a brown color or whatever. So staining them, and then we're moving on to the next project. You have any last words?
This is not a last word. This is another small, tiny, incremental step in this giant process of getting this house done.
Okay, here we go.
Waking up to the wonder, a wild world awaits. Feel the dream getting closer, and we're running unafraid. Never gonna slow down, it's time. Pick up the pace, roll the dice. Only got one life, we're on our way. We're on our way. This feeling we're chasing, we're never gonna let it go. 'Cause life's for the taking. Come on, let's go. Gotta live in the moment and reach for the golden sun. 'Cause life's what we make it. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so now we have that stained. Kristen wants a front pad with this rain. I don't know if it's going to clear up. I don't know if it's going to get better or worser. So I have to just rip these forms off now so I can get my lumber so I can form that pad. I know I can at least get it formed in the rain, whatever, but I'd love to get it poured today as well so it can cure overnight and I can be done with it.
Never gonna slow down this time. Pick up the pace, roll the dice. Only got one life, we're on our way. We're on our way. This feeling we're chasing, we're never gonna let it go. 'Cause life's for the taking. Come on, let's go. Gotta live in the moment and reach for the golden sun. 'Cause life's what we make it. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Okay, we are getting ready to pour our pad. I'm coming up with my measurements here. I think
We're
I'm
not pouring our pad yet, bro.
not pouring the pad, forming the pad, excuse me. The overall job of pouring the pad. That'd be the title of this job. We're planning how big we want it. Kristen just wants it big enough for a doormat to go down so that we can wipe our feet before we go in and out. So I'm thinking just a 45-inch by 30 pad here will do just fine. And that should go pretty
And we're
quick.
going to reuse our wood for the forms. Right?
Of course, yeah, we're going to use our old form wood. We're going to have our form wood that we don't just get new forms every single time. We're not quite that bougie.
Like some muddy paws on your back while you're trying to work.
Well, you know, one day I'll be wishing for them muddy paws to be around.
So I know y'all was pulling for me to just get her done, but it just keeps raining on and on every 5 seconds. A little insider info to the plight of a YouTube filming person. Person has said, I'm sick of all my shots being from inside this dry house. It's gonna be boring and everyone's gonna hate our guts. So we're not getting good shots here. Obviously I don't wanna work in the rain. The cats are mad as well about it. So probably just gonna call it a day, call it a rain day, and get it started in the morning.
We're back working. Matt's going to be drilling in some holes into our initial foundation. So we're going to try to do that so we can put some steel in, so we can have steel in this little pad so it doesn't just slide away on the clay and we lose it forever.
All right, so a lot of y'all might be thinking, Uncle Matty, why'd you put them things on an angle? You couldn't drill them straight, boy? And I could have drilled them straight, but I don't have any sort of epoxy to fasten the rebar in there. It does fit pretty tight just with the drill, but if I had put the 4 prongs in straight, I feel like over time with weight and maybe like taking laundry machines in and out of here, it could twist that pad. So I put them on the angle so that any force going down or out would be pulled in laterally. So that was just my engineering in my brain of what I thought would work best to actually hold this pad as best as I can to this existing foundation. My engineers out there, let me know if that was big thumbs up, great engineering, Matt, or that's actually really stupid and you're a big dumb idiot and you're all gonna, you know, go to hell and die for the way you did that pad, boy. So let me know. I thought it was smart, but maybe it's a mistake that I'm blind to. So please do let me know if you know. So I'm down here tying these wire ties. Krista was helping me with some steel at the front at the gate. She learned how these wire ties ain't the easiest thing on earth to do. And she was saying, you're really good at them wire ties. And I said, well, you think I'm good? You don't know what good is if you ain't seen Tony McCook run a wire tie. My dad can hold 80 of these in his hand at one time. He would have wire tied. He would have been done with this 2 minutes ago. So yeah, I told Chris, I said, wait till Dad gets here. You're gonna see a wire tie machine. All right, I got my steel all tied in. Now it's just time to mix and pour.
Alright guys, don't mind this big wet stain here. I just spilt pickle juice down my top. I was trying to open the jar without Matt's help, which I never do. And I spilt it on me, so.
Typical pregnant lady problems, covered in pickle juice.
Don't mind that. But we pretty much have to wait for the patio to set up, correct?
Yep, I gotta set it up. It's gotta, it's gotta lock up a little before you can edge it and broom it. So we're just kind of waiting on that. It's looking like the weather's going to cooperate for the next hour or so for that to happen, so that'll be good. And then we'll have a nice little pad.
So I got a real question, guys. Do you think now that we got a patio, we got windows, we have a door, the roof is sealed up and no critters can get in, should we move into this?
Should we live in this like 100 square foot tiny home and raise a family there? You know, it's about to be, two's about to be three, so you know we could build a little bunk bed system in there, and you know little beds that fold down from the walls and such.
And you can just use an outdoor grill for every meal.
Yep, we could do the grill. We could set up a little gas stove cooktop.
So let us know in the comments down below if you think it's a good idea. But we're pretty much moving along quite well. We're hoping to get the batteries installed in the next couple weeks. We are going to probably do a few more projects because we are waiting on parts like we said a little bit earlier, but that's besides the point. We're going to get there. Everything's coming out pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Are you?
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. I want to personally thank everybody for watching these videos. You know, doing this battery thing and building this little tiny house structure. You know, as much as it feels like I'm doing all the work, without Kristen in the videos and without you guys watching them, some of this wouldn't be possible on the scale that it's going. It would still be possible, but you know, I've just been very fortunate this week and very thankful, and I've been having a spirit of gratitude over me because, you know, it's pretty spectacular what I get to do with my life, and sometimes it does. Okay, guys, we get it. You're happy too. Sometimes it can feel like a burden, but you know, a wise woman told me this week, don't let your blessings become your burdens. And I said, yeah, you know what? You're right. So everybody out there, thank you. You are a blessing if you're watching this video, even if you're one of those big dogs that says, that boy don't know his butt from a hole in the ground. So, you know, even y'all.
I love the voice you give our subscribers.
It's just,
if someone sounds like that out there and you are a subscriber, leave it in the comments down below. Say that's exactly how I sound.
That's just what I hear in my head when someone says that something's at a level or it just ain't how it goes, and it's, you know, the doom squad. I can't stand, and even in my real life, online I can't stand it, and in real life I can't stand a doom squad. People that think everything's gonna go bad all the time, because that's infectious. You hear that enough and you're like, oh, it is all gonna fall down. Oh, my whole life is over. Then
Not me. That doesn't bother me.
You walk because you are one of those people. You are
No,
the
I'm not.
biggest
I
worry
think it's
wart.
gonna go great.
You're the biggest worry wart on planet Earth.
I'm more by the book. He's out of the box.
I'm more of a fly by night, down, out.
But we make a good team. So thanks for watching this week, guys. We'll see you next week, and leave a comment down below and give us a thumbs up. Bye.